Hello YouTube friends, welcome to the Red Parrot channel. I am your host Mary Ellen. This is another episode of K3N Cloth Tales Weekly Slow Stitch. We're going to finish up last week and we're going to look to doing this week's and doing a bit of a catch up because I'm a little late getting started. So last week was random strips stitched. So this is what my back looks like and this is what the front looks like. And so I do believe we were allowed, which is a silly thing when you're doing this kind of work. It's not an allowed, it's you do you. But we were allowed to do fancies and per usual I got carried away. So let us finish this one up. A word of warning to everybody who knows that I have the executive producer of the show is Gracie, who is a 1.5-year-old cat. This is sort of like late-ish afternoon, so we are in witching hour mode, and there may be running, there may be crashing, there may be meowing. We will see, and I need to get my thimble. You think by now that I'd be prepared, that I could, you know, think ahead and go, okay, these are all the things that I'm going to need for this episode. Do a little of a scan around and get everything prepped. I did bring fabric with me, so I'm half done. And this, what is this? This is just folded fabric. I just want to running stitch in, and I will also need to do some trimming. I love this challenge. I am so excited. Catherine, had a tutorial on how to iron dye using tea and overnight steeping in room temperature. I have typically done iron dyeing using vinegar and using a boil method. Her method yields wonderful purples and grays and so on and so forth. So I think I might try that with some of the fabric that I am using as the background for this. So this white fabric here, I got a pile of it as sheets, and maybe turning that a nicer color might be fun. Faffing around is always fun, so let's just say that. So I have enjoyed this one a lot because I think people who have stashes of fabric have some sorting method. So I'm going to sort it by color, I'm going to sort it by this or that. And I think a lot of us sort things by size because it helps us with the, oh, I need a piece that is XYZ size. And, oh dear, she's meowing. Well, so I have a teeny tiny strip bowl. Okay, I didn't put that on straight at all. And I was able to use some of them up. Okay. I feel like I just need to just sew it. Where's the thread? There. And I can look at these pieces and understand where they have come from in a really interesting way. And they're all over the map. Some that are found, some that are purchased, some that are reclaimed, all of the things. Let's have a look here. I want to do this. I'm going to do a second row up here because that I've folded this fabric into 3, so in and top. And this top line here is the top fold, and that will keep everything neatly packed. What is that? It's a blob of, oh, no, there we are. Just a blob of fabric, it's all right. We're all right. Bloop. Goes in there. Okay, and the last one. It's here. It feels a little crooked. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can just wing it. I'm just basting around the edges for this one. Some of them I did running stitches on, some of them I did herringbone. I did a couple of cross stitches, I think. I did sort of like a seam stitch. These are like seams. Just based on whatever I wanted to do. There's a certain joy. I don't know if joy is the word. Certain pleasantness, let's say, to just, doing whatever. And I think Catherine has been mindfully helping with that as a muscle to be relaxed, to just random, to not think about it, to just do whatever. And I think the more you practice, the better you are at it. It feels upsetting sometimes, there's no control, all of that kind of stuff, but that's okay. I think it will all come from your stash and your hands and your choices. So your choices are already baked in to everything that you have available, plus you are going to be the one doing the stitching. So it will be you. And I love that. I think that is so cool. Okay, and we're done. Okay, so let's do that. Now then, I don't know. Part of me wants to trim this now. Maybe we'll do a couple of trimming on the exceedingly big ones. How's that? So I can do some trimming, but not all the trimming. Here, and look at that way. And not so tight that I will be sad, we think. All that, we're tar bound. So there. It's a thread. So it will be placed on a side, or at least that's the way the square goes. But I do like that I have this red International. And that looks like a little face that's winking at us. So, good job. That's week 4. Week 5 is English paper piecing. Supposed to be done, or at least the concept is to use paper that has meaning and then keep the paper in. And I don't know that I am making pieces that are going to be going into necessarily a stitch journal. So I think I might have to take the paper out. So what I might do is just some straight EPP. And I also have this. So this is, do I have some more? Of course I have some more. So these are coffee filters where I have put either an ink or a marker in some kind of color blocked way, sprayed water all on it, let the colors bleed into one another and then dry. And then I have this gorgeous paper. And so this is a piece that has been done already. And I don't think I need to do the stitching on it. I think I could probably just go straight to edging. So we'll go through some. So these two are mop-ups. Isn't that gorgeous? Love that. Love that one. Love this one. And this one. And then we have a couple of lights. This one's pretty good too. This one I think I have some paint on as well, but it's coffee filter. It's quite substantial. You can almost do that in the center and then just do some around. So we've got that to do, and I want to do that just as a what do you call it? A project for the teacher for extra credit. So we will do that. And then the other thing that I need to do is the actual EPPs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And they go to there. And this is the size of the fabric that I need to cut out. So I need 7 pieces. And we can do the fabric selection together. I think that would be fun, because who doesn't like being a what do we call it? Backseat driver when it comes to fabric selection? No, don't pick that one. No, pick the other one. What are you doing? No. Or, ooh, that'll be nice. Okay, so this is the really scrappy bits. This is where I got all the strips from. And you can see that they are, I don't know that I can, yeah, I think these are too small. They're all too small. Yep, okay. So we're not going to use that one this week. That's okay. Okay. There. And so this is my little larger bin. And of course, this isn't all the fabric that I have, because just like any self-respecting fabric goblin, you've got all the stuff, all of the stuff. Now, this is fun, but I don't think it's going to fit. Barely. Be worth it, I suppose. But it's white. It's always a complaint. Okay, so let's not use that because, so now I am getting super fussy. So this is a bit of random quilting, like crumb quilting-ish, to get scraps of fabric into a larger piece. And they are functional to me. And so I don't want to cut them up. But I need a bit of fabric. We'll get there. That should go in there. Well, that would work. Get a piece of that. Okay, let's move this over here. And I feel like this is putting us into a bit of a shadow. Not a big fan. Let's move this out of the way. We're just doing fabric selection, so it should be okay. Oh, that's even worse. How about that? Oh, that's better. Much better. Okay, so where's an edge here? And I need my good scissors. Here are my good scissors. Oh. One. Okay. Oh, here's another one. Orange or yellow? Let's go with the pink because that one's got pink in it. Two. Okay, this is another piece. Put this over here. Bring this down a bit. So that is some Aida cloth. That's white, so I don't want to. That's coffee, and I don't want to. How about this? Will this fit? Oof! Yes, it will. Put that up there. There. Next, so these are too thin, but they would work really, they're lovely strips. I could have used them for the other one had I not gone straight into that bin. That's a wee little bit. How about this one? Will this fit? I'm gonna say, oh, wow, just barely. Okay. barely works. This method of just picking the next available right size is helpful in that idea of not stressing so much about, you know, I need every piece coordinated because it's gonna be in a quilt show kind of attention. Okay. Back over. Got this blue. This is from a shirt. You know what? We just created a rule, so let's follow said creative rule. And this is a yoke. It's no yoke. How about there or how about there? So there is glue that they used on this fabric, and there's glue there as well. So I need to avoid those. So let's go down here. Then that's gonna go like that. I'm gonna move it over here a bit. Just, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ow. There. There's that. And it still works because it's got a lot of orange in it. There. Next up, I have 2 more to go. And so one will be a center. And so far this might be the center, depending. Ooh. So this one is super funky. This is the same fabric. Ethical considerations, do I want, so I don't really want to put that in there, so we're going to give that a pass. Hopefully we're not going to get too fussy. So what's this look like? Ooh, this might be a bit. There, that 100% needs an iron. There, and that goes in there, and we'll keep that. These are little bits that go over there, and we need one more. So we've got some white, some dark. This is flat pink, I don't like that. Ooh, what about this? This is another shirt from some whence or other. Does it fit? Yes! Yes! Yay! Nope, okay, that's fine. Another in need of an iron piece, but we will not worry about it for the mo. There. Okay, so that was less painful than anticipated. So for anybody who is unfamiliar with EPP, which is English paper piecing, it's the lingo. Now that we have the paper and the piece of fabric, what we are going to do is base the fabric around this shape. I'm going to get a bunch of them. Let's assume that these are all basted, and then we are going to hand stitch them all together. So it's basically hand stitching a quilt. Oh, we're only at 25 minutes. We could do a couple. Do one anyways. So let's do this blue one because it's generally decently pressed. I've got my gray. I don't want my gray. Well, let's use bits. Let's use some bits. Well, I'm going to use a thinner needle. I'm going to break this into two because we only really need a single strand to do the basting because it will come out eventually. Yep, okay, yay us. So you don't have to knot it, but you can do like a back based stitch. So you're going to just generally center it, kind of like that, and you're going to fold the first piece over and then do something what they call finger press, which is just exactly how it sounds. It's not official pressing, but it is putting a bit of a crease in. We are just going to up and down. We've got this side folded now. And again, the people who might be unfamiliar with this, who are yelling at the screen going, this is incredibly time consuming. Yes, it is. And if you don't have a sewing machine, which I am sure this predates sewing machines, this is fabulous. And it also is a method of doing incredibly intricate quilting that I don't know that you could do by machine. Because you can have, look at the size of this square, and we are going to square that up. So if you're using a machine, that's going to be a lot trickier, and certainly a lot trickier for the novice quilter. This is also incredibly portable and flexible. It's a great scrap buster, and you can also, with that one with the face, you can also do some incredible fussy cutting to create elaborate quilt patterns. For anybody interested in seeing examples of English paper piecing, Kate the Last Lonely House has done several EPPs, and she did Agnes's quilt. Agnes is her granddaughter, and she made a glorious, took her 3 years to make this quilt, but it is just eye-popping. And in one of her episodes last year, she took it to, I guess, the major quilt fair in the UK and put it on display. And Kay Fassett had really nice things to say. Kay Fassett, if you're unfamiliar, is a fabric designer and quilter and knitter and all of the graphic things. So we've got one piece. Woo! Practically finished. So let's go after, so these three are not these need ironing. For sure. But these will be okay. So let's try this one. Okay, that's the right side, the wrong side. Pop that in just like that. We'll do another one. I need two to show anybody who doesn't know EPP to see what the next, how we put all this stuff together. And hilariously, well, not hilariously, I don't know if it's that funny, there is a basketball game tonight. So this is what I'm going to be doing while watching basketball. I've got a little finger press. There is a subtle setup that I am doing, and that is this has a fold that comes down this way, and I am always making sure that this last stitch comes up and goes back down over that edge to sort of keep it more specifically in place. It won't really matter one way or the other, but anything worth doing is worth overdoing. Might be marks for neatness, you never know. I'm going to hold this up so you can see what I mean. So there is this little line here, and that's where the fold of that fabric is, and the needle has come up here, and I'm going to go down over that to trap it. Last bit. Cotton is usually the material that you use for this, 100%, and certainly a weave, because it has a certain integrity that it keeps. I'm just going to do a knot. Whatevers. I don't need 100 knots. So we would now then have, so let's imagine we've got all of these done and they're pieces together. So then what we would do is put right sides together like that, and then we would just whip stitch along that edge, and then it would be folded out and you would have that seam. And then the next one, let's assume this is one of these, you would do the same thing here, except you're going to do this seam and this seam, and then you're going to build it all that way around. And then once you are done, solid press, and then you can pick out all of these bits and then take the paper out. And then you have this really intricate piece of quilting already done for you. So I am going to stop here. We have some ironing to do. I'm going to do that test with the coffee paper because I'm really interested to see how that would turn out. And I'll see you anon. As always, thank you so much for joining. I certainly appreciate your company and having somebody to talk to. Take care of yourself and stay out of trouble. Bye now.